And there's barely any dialogue from the comic. It's only broadly following it. I knew they'd fuck this up, just like the Court of Owls and Hush. What situation? Negotiations are continuing. Is that a problem? I have capable subordinates there that can handle this thing better than I can. Maybe. But what you gonna do? I'm just quirky like that. If we can get the Lithos on our side, we'd have powerful leverage in our relationship as well. I'm just trying to get us the best deal possible. There's no reason why we have to be at a disadvantage. That's exactly why I'm hands-off in this. Meh. I'll consider it. Right now I have a mid-year English dub review to do. I will. Truth here, and it's time for more Otaku Evolution. Be sure to like, subscribe, and contribute to my Patreon. Anime English dubs. An invaluable marketing tool for anime in North America and other English-speaking nations. People have strong feelings about dubs, which dubs are good, which are bad, and so forth. I have my own opinions, obviously, and some of them might be considered controversial to mainstream audiences. But I am not a dub hater. I actually enjoy quite a few English dubs. It's just that I also dislike a few too, and I'm not shy about talking about them. Take, for instance, Industrial Smoke and Mirror's Neon Genesis Evangelion dub for ADV. I never even knew how popular this dub was until Netflix replaced it with one by VSI, possibly on behalf of Studio Kara. The old dub has rarely appeared on any significant list of top English dubs, or none I've observed, but suddenly Spike Spencer and Tiffany Grant were the iconic, can't-replace voices of Shinji and Asuka, respectively. I've got to say, it baffles me. I never really liked the dub of Evangelion. Now, when I say I never liked it, it's not as though I would rank it among the worst, like Card Captors, the old Sailor Moon dub, Dragon Ball Z, or the 4Kids dub of One Piece. For the most part, it acquits itself well in the realm of capturing most of the basic needs a dub of Evangelion requires, as far as accuracy, and even albeit minimum, standard of voice acting. But to me, as soon as I was exposed to the Japanese version, the English version began to sound pretty lousy. And the problem is its hamminess. The Japanese version of Evangelion treats the characters like people. The ADV dub treats them like these static, stereotypical cutouts off the assembly line. No more is this more true than with Shinji and Asuka. Spencer's Shinji is the stereotypical obnoxious coward. Grant's Asuka is the stereotypical turbo bitch. They never really evolve vocally beyond their pigeonholed first impressions. Even their quieter moments, their personalities are turned up to 11 by the performances. The VSI, or Netflix dub of Evangelion, on the other hand, is more capable of capturing the little nuances of the characters. You get a full range of emotions, not just one or two cranked up so high that they misrepresent the characters as two-dimensional stock characters. I feel like Casey Mangillo really nails the fragility and desperation of Shinji, similar to how Megumi Ogata does in the Japanese version. Their performance makes Shinji more sympathetic.
Don't ever say that. Just don't say that you have nothing else. Just don't say that. And don't say goodbye when you leave on a mission. It's just too sad.
Please don't do that. Please don't say something like I have nothing else. Do you understand? And don't say something sad like farewell whenever you walk away.
Likewise, Stephanie McKeon's Asuka is less outright acerbic sounding, still giving her attitude but a sense of vulnerability underneath it. She doesn't sound exaggerated or overly theatrical all the time. She sounds like a real girl who happens to have those traits now and then. I get a real sense of groundedness from her.
No matter what, I'll put Ray and Misato to shame!
But still, you don't have to squash them.
You're being too simplistic, even if you are a male. I must avenge myself. My pride. It's a matter of honor now. Can't you understand that? We'll show them. Misato and Ray will be totally blown away by how good we are.
This isn't about impressing people.
Why aren't you more gung-ho about this? Be a man for once. I'll show them. They're gonna pay. No one gets away with taking a shot at me like that.
And the same superiority to the first English dub can be found in several of the other characters, like Johnny Young Bosch's Toji, Ben Diskin's Kensuke, Abby Trotta's Hikari, and Erika Lindbeck's Ritsuko, though something can be said for calling Klinkenbeard's Ritsuko in the Rebuild movies. Even one-off characters and wallet voices sound far better in the VSI dub. I won't lie to you and tell you I didn't believe Spencer and Grant improved somewhat in the Rebuild dubs, but it just wasn't enough for my tastes. They were completely outclassed by the surrounding Funimation cast, and furthermore when the VSI crew did the TV series. I don't want to sound like I'm just picking on two voice actors. Spencer has been good in a few roles, like Rolo in Code Geass, and Grant did a fine turn as Masaki in another dub I covered this year, Excel Saga. I just don't feel that their performances in Evangelion are as good as the VSI dub's versions, let alone the Japanese version, which remains king. I don't think they were even allowed to be as good as perhaps they could have been. As for Alison Kiva's Masato, well, she definitely has a good voice for it, but the actual acting is a little uneven on occasion. The VSI actress for her, Kari Karanen, has a more consistent performance.
I have no right to be Shinji's guardian.
Enough!
Look at me, afraid to accept a helping hand up from a man except when I'm so falling down drunk that I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm a horrible woman and I'd use you.
Cut
you
it out!
because I'm a coward. I'm pathetic.
How could I ever talk down to Shinji?
That's enough.
All I ever do is look for help in men when it's convenient. I'm doing it right now. I have no shame at all. Even back then, Ryoji, I was using you the whole time. I hate myself.
Stop it, that's enough.
I'm hopeless. I know I'm hopeless.
I wanted to get to this right out of the gate because it seems like I'm in the minority about this and it bothers me. I just cannot fathom preferring the ADV version. Is the VSI dub perfect? No. There's a certain clunkiness to its script, and some of the pronunciations are a little strange, but it's an improvement. I'm hoping the VSI dub is going to be on the Blu-ray set G-Kids is putting out. If not, the Japanese version certainly will be.
頑張ってね。
僕は頑張ってる。頑張ってるんだ。誰か僕に優しくしてよ。こんなにまで戦ったんだ。こんなに一生懸命戦ってるんだ。僕のことを大事にしてよ。僕に優しくしてよ。
I'm happy to cover a few Animaze dubs in this video, as I did review a few anime this year with dubs by them, and as usual, they're pretty high quality. I'm talking about the dubs of Trigun, the Blackjack OVA, and Gundam 8th MS Team. As usual, top-notch talent and solid script writing shine in each of these shows' English versions. Trigun is probably best known as being the big breakout anime debut of Johnny Young Bosch, and I cannot imagine anyone else playing Vash the Stampede.
Vash the Stampede. You're amazing.
That's nice of you guys to say that, but I'm no more amazing than you are.
It ain't over yet. But,
That's twice you've saved me today.
hey!
Blackjack isn't quite as strong, but has Kirk Thornton to command it as the eponymous scarred surgeon, so it was in pretty good hands. And of course, in the case of 8th MS Team, Gundam mainstay Steve Staley, who was Seabook Arno in Benager Lynx in addition to his role here as Shiro Amada, and co-stars Deborah Jean Rogers and Michelle Ruff, performed wonderfully. I especially enjoy Michael McConaughey as Norris Packard.
The family will win the war. And from now on, my life will be forever linked with your family.
Utilizing many of the same voice actors Animaze normally did, .360's English version of 2001's Cyborg 009, The Cyborg Soldier, was more impressive than it had any right to be. Joshua Seth, Bo Billingsley, Simon Prescott, and Richard Epcar are among a large cast that all do a great job.
So are you with us?
You know, 009, you're mistaken about the future. It's not absolute. See, we're not fighting for a future that's already been decided.
What's that?
We're fighting for a future the way we want it to be. As a group, we can create an alternative timeline, a better one.
The dub for the second silent Mobius movie by Ocean, on the other hand, was a little lackluster. I don't think Nicole Oliver, the voice of Katsumi, was strong enough an actor to lead a cast. It's strange that Marcy Goldberg, who did a decent job as Raleigh, wasn't in very many other anime. Kitty Fennell's voice actor, Lisa Ann Bailey, is passable too, but nobody really blew me away. Not one of Ocean's best.
It's confirmed. That's Katsumi, all right. She gets up early and is already running around town in the morning. Can't I even have my breakfast? What the? Kitty, don't drop your garbage in here. Huh? Nami! What the hell's wrong with you?
Buena Vista Home Entertainment dubbed Miyazaki movies with a lot of celebrity voice actors. Now, I don't always feel like anime really needs famous actors to lend it cachet, but it's hard to argue with the inclusion of the likes of Patrick Stewart and Uma Thurman to the dub of Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, and Alison Lohman is suitable as the titular character. Even Shia LaBeouf is mostly fine.
Can't believe she's dead. Estelle was my twin sister. Wish I could have been there for her.
I'm sorry. I was too late to save her.
No. I apologize. You took care of my sister while she was dying, and I just shot down your ship.
It's okay.
Let's go back to Industrial Smoke and Mirrors and ADV for a bit, because I want to talk about a dub that they did that, unlike Evangelion's, hits all the right targets. As previously mentioned, I covered it this year. I'm talking, of course, about Excel Saga. It's one of ADV's strongest dubs, with deference to the Japanese script thanks to Matt Greenfield's writing and direction that improved since his Eva days. The show features a particularly strong cast, too, including Jessica Cavello, Monica Rial, Jason Douglas, Brett Weaver, Rob Mungle, and yes, as I mentioned, Tiffany Grant.
Please, give us something to eat.
You must be tougher than you look.
I'm surprised you made it.
Misaki Matsuya.
Oh, Iwata. Didn't I tell you not to call me by my full name?
Comedy anime must be difficult to handle right. Sometimes humor between the Japanese and English languages doesn't translate well. A lot of English dubs for anime end up rewriting the scripts heavily to bridge the cultural gap. But surprisingly, there isn't a lot of difference between the Japanese and English versions of Excel Saga. Jessica Calvello and later Larissa Walcott's lead roles as Excel are hot on Kotono Mitsuishi's heels in terms of energy. Excel Saga was the first time I noticed Monica Rial, who plays Hyatt with a soft but memorable cadence. Jason Douglas's Lord Il Palazzo is beautifully dramatic. And I feel like the wild, random nature of the show allowed Greenfield to really stretch out without missing the mood of the original.
Class, I would like to introduce you big brutes to your new student teachers.
And fuck you, Miss Hudson, this is...
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, got it bad. I'm like the teacher.
Hey, Teach, what say you mean your friend do the wild thing Saturday night and have a hairpin circus on my hog? You capiche toots?
Excel is hearing sounds, but understanding them, no clue. It feels as though we've gone back in time, doesn't it?
While we're talking about dubs done in Texas, we may as well briefly touch upon Lupin III Farewell to Nostradamus' dub. But there isn't a lot to say about the dub for this that I haven't already said about Funimation's Lupin dubs in general. In other words, I'm not a fan of the cast. Sonny Strait's Lupin is too nebbish sounding, Chris Sabat and Mike McFarlane's Jigen and Goemon respectively sound phoned in, and Meredith McCoy's more throaty Fujiko made her sound a little too masculine. The Lupin Part 2 cast was kicking this cast's ass in quality acting.
There's a very rich man in Florida who wants to buy it. That's what it's worth to him. This is the signed contract.
Well, Fujiko, looks like we're gonna be partners.
Good. I'm counting on you, Lupin.
Say, maybe it'd be safer if I held onto that for you.
Aw, thanks. But no thanks.
Okay.
I've got a lot of mixed feelings about Carl Masick, but you have to hand it to him. Even aside from his significance in English-language anime history, he directed a few legitimately decent dubs too, like Space Adventure Cobra. Dan Warren is a likably cheeky Cobra, Wendy Lee's properly passionate as Dominique, and Jeff Winkless cuts a great villain as Crystal Boy. The dub doesn't belong among the greats, but for the time it was pretty damn good.
Don't you realize this will make the Guild even more contemptible? The galaxies will band together against you.
Not if we eliminate you and your kind. You're a dying breed, Cobra. The Guild's universe has no need for heroes. I ask you again, is your house in order?
Finally, I'll mention two also-ran dub studios that didn't produce particularly memorable work, National Video Center, National Sound, and Swirl Recording, who did the dubs for Iria and Urusei Yatsura Only You, respectively. I think there's a reason why these dub studios didn't get a lot of work. They were pretty mediocre. At least Only You had some charm to its dub, though. Iria's was just dull and lifeless. It makes me appreciate Industrial Smoke and Mirrors more. Well, that covers everything from the first half of the year. There were some good dubs, there were some bad ones, and there were some that were barely worth mentioning. I'm taking a break, but then I'll be covering anime like Tokyo ESP, Samurai Champloo, and The Boy and the Beast. I hope you'll watch and recommend my videos to others. I could use the views. Until next time, see ya! You know, it wouldn't hurt you to intercede on my behalf with the council. Look, I'm going back to Penguisha to supervise the negotiations. Everything will be fine. I'd be lying if I said it was unrelated. But truth is, allying with the Lithos is a significant opportunity for us. Imagine how we could expand with their abilities. Yeah, I know. Hey, let's go get a drink. As usual.